என்றும் இருப்போம்.
ஏனென்றால் நாமெல்லாம் தமிழர்கள். 5000 அல்ல 10,000 கொடுத்தாலும் 10,000 கோடி ரூபாய் கொடுத்தாலும் நாங்கள் முன்மொழி கூட எடுத்துக்கொள்ள மாட்டோம், அவர்களை கையெழுத்துக் கொள்ள மாட்டோம் என்று நான் தெளிவாக சொல்லியிருக்கிறேன்.
अपनी राजनीति चमकाने के लिए राष्ट्र को, देश की एकता अखंडता को कटघरे में खड़ना मुझे लगता है महापाप है।
Namaskar, good evening. You're watching Breaking Ground and I'm Swati Joshi. From Karnataka to Tamil Nadu, the language debate is back once again. In Karnataka, a bus conductor was assaulted in Belagavi for not speaking Marathi, while in Tamil Nadu, Hindi signs were vandalized. The signboards with Hindi script on it were vandalized by the miscreants. Karnataka's Belagavi remains tense amid the ongoing language row. This after a bus conductor was allegedly assaulted for speaking in Kannada instead of Marathi, and we're playing out the visuals of how this has spread across states in India. It's not just limited to a particular state or region. The incident subsequently led to suspension of bus services between the two states. Maharashtra buses were on target. In Karnataka, they were targeted. The bus staff was thrashed, and Karnataka buses were on target in some parts of Maharashtra. And shifting focus to Tamil Nadu, well, in Tamil Nadu, the tussle over NEP continues. Hindi signboards are being vandalized in multiple railway stations across the state. The DMK-led Tamil Nadu Sarkar continues to vehemently oppose the three-language policy in the national education policy. The BJP has dismissed the charge, alleging that the regional satraps are playing divisive politics. Big question is, who really is using language to divide? Let's first try and understand what exactly is NEP, what is the three-language policy, what does it say? It says that the students will have to learn one regional language, they will have to learn the English language, and they will have to learn one Indian native language. Nowhere does it say that they have to compulsorily read and learn Hindi. Now, let's take you through the top 5 questions we are asking at top of 5 in this broadcast. Is there politics happening which in fact is depriving the students of opportunities? Politics on NEP depriving them of opportunities. Moving on to the second question we are asking. Is there an attempt to deliberately confuse people on the issue of the national education policy? Is the centre undermining states' autonomy over educational policies as the states are alleging? Let's move on. Let's take a look at how the DMK is protesting. Now, is the DMK blocking transformative reforms for politics? These are valid questions given how this impacts the common man. Are political parties guilty of using language to divide? Let's in fact open up the debate. Let's go across to our guests and let's pose these questions to our guests. We're joined by Narayan Tirupati of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have Mr. R. Rajagopalan, senior journalist. We have Selam Dharnidharan of the DMK. Rohan Mitra, Congress leader, joins us on the broadcast. And we also have Mr. Ramasubramaniam, political analyst. Let me in fact first go across to Mr. Dharnidharan. Mr. Dharnidharan, if the NEP does not mandate or does not say that compulsorily you have to learn only Hindi, if it says one Indian native language, why this protest? Why the opposition? The allegation is that there's an attempt to mislead people, spread misinformation, and this entire issue has been reduced to language war. How do you respond?
See, firstly and foremost, you said NEP is transformative. It is not transformative. What many aspects of NEP has been in place in Tamil Nadu since last 20 years. In many metrics, Tamil Nadu and Kerala rank on par with the United States of American states or with European Union countries. And it's only the northern belt, some states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, which do as only as good as sub-Saharan African countries in these metrics. So that way, I do not agree with any centrally sponsored scheme being applied for all states. Right? There should be tailor-made solution to each state depending on their level of growth.
And has that option not been given? Has that option not been given to the state that of the three languages, when you talk about one Indian native language, the state has the right to choose which language it is going to be? And it could be one of the Dravidian languages.
I did not even say that. What was he saying? I am saying I'm against NEP itself. You are talking about one aspect. I'm saying overall.
No, that's why I asked you, why has this thing been reduced to just the language war? Are other issues being discussed?
Wait, I'm coming
why
there.
do you have the DMK cadre going and wiping out Hindi text from the signboards?
If you let me speak, I will speak, but I don't want to be interrupted. So I am going to all this because you're saying NEP was transformative. So I'm trying to clearly say it's not transformative. So I am telling to only dispel you what when you started the show said the DMK is stopping something transformative. Our gross enrollment ratio is 50% 5 years back.
I also asked a question, is the state undermining the autonomy of... No, 1 second, you did not hear that question. I am posing questions that are being asked on this issue. Is the center undermining state's autonomy? Is DMK blocking transformative reforms? These are questions. Please go ahead.
First of all, I'm telling you one line. Let me speak on why it is not transformative. Gross enrollment ratio of Tamil Nadu is 50% in 2015. NEP only wants to make gross enrollment ratio across the country by 50% because we are 20 years ahead of rest of the Indian states. So we don't want one-stop solution. First, Tamil Nadu has always been against three-language policy. You can learn a language always later. No company is going to recruit you because of the language you possess. Instead of that, students can learn computer science, C++, Python, and so on and so forth. I studied only Tamil and English in school, but now I speak 5 languages. Everything after I turned 18.
Yes.
I went to Bhopal to study. I picked up Hindi in 3 months. Then I went to Germany.
Then why has it been reduced to imposition of Hindi, sir?
Where is imposition of Hindi? Is because 3 languages you say and the 2 languages are Indian languages and our education department is resource strapped.
No, you're not answering my question. My question is, why has this been reduced to imposition of Hindi?
You will let me speak or not?
Absolutely. You're the only one who's been speaking. None of your other panelists have been
doing. Don't
doing.
interrupt me. You have given me
Because
1 minute.
I am asking you a follow-up question, Mr. Davidaran.
You give me 60 seconds without interruption. I will tell you.
I am asking you a follow-up question. You're not arriving on that point.
I am coming there. Why are you saying that 2 languages has to be Indian language? Point number 1. Right? When 2 languages are Indian languages, that's a problem. And second, even in the PM Shri schools in Tamil Nadu already existing, there are 52 Hindi teachers, 15 Sanskrit teachers, 0 Tamil teachers.
So then say that there's a problem with Indian languages
only.
Don't
interrupt me. See, if I interrupt me, I'll leave the show.
1 second, Mr. Davidaran, that's not how a debate happens. If you're making a point,
let me speak,
I will ask you a follow-up question.
Let me complete, then you ask all the questions, I'll answer. I have all the time. There are 20,000 government schools in Uttar Pradesh, right? Per school needs 3 language teachers. There are about 20 Indian languages. About 12 lakh teachers are needed. Which each teacher you pay 10 lakh salary, it's about 1 lakh crore, 1.2 lakh crores, right? Which is 3-4 times higher than the UP education budget itself. So, how will you offer teachers? How will the union government offer when your education budget is only declining at less than 2%? You can't realistically have teachers in all languages, eventually reduce to Hindi. Right?
So this is not,
Home Minister is saying.
So this is not imposition of Hindi language. Is this an imposition of the Indian languages? You're saying there's a problem when the 2 options. No, 1 second, Mr. Davidaran. Then in that case, this is not an imposition of Hindi language. Then let's not reduce the entire debate or the objection. Or the objection that the DMK has to NEP to just Hindi.
You answer me this.
You're not answering any of my questions. My question is, why has this entire debate over NEP been reduced to just one language, Hindi language? And that there is an attempt by the center and the BJP to impose this. And then as a repercussion, what you have is that you see the common man bearing the brunt of all the politics that is happening.
No common man is bearing the brunt.
What is happening in... No, 1 second, sir. When a language war is ignited, there are repercussions on ground as well. There are repercussions on ground. It's not just limited to one state and one language. That's what politics does. Mr. Rajagopalan, in 1 second, today an individual who could not speak Marathi was thrashed. Is that not the impact of the politics that happens and how people are pitted against each other?
Swati, DMK spokesperson failed to reply to your question why Hindi imposition is happening. Why DMK spokesperson is not coming online. Why he's not committing himself. He's diverting the topic. Therefore, my understanding, Swati, DMK should understand it is not 1965. We are in 2025. Things have developed. Second, DMK ministers, 50% of the DMK MPs and MLAs run school 3 language formula. Why should poor man get annoyed? And second thing, MK Stalin, the chief minister, said that he is not going to pay the tax. Okay. How can he say this? How can the 60 Article 360 gave permission. Second thing, DMK MP Wilson says DMK government is going to be dismissed. So these are all certain fear apprehensions. They want to.
Okay, let me bring in Mr. Tirupati as well. Mr. Tirupati, now the counter is that we are not opposed to a language. We are opposed to the fact that the center is trying to undermine the autonomy of the state. Give the states the freedom and the liberty to decide what decisions they want to take in terms of educational policies.
Issue is not about the DMK government's policy on the students of Tamil Nadu. It is the government's policy on the rural poor students who are studying in government schools. We have to understand this because the almost 50 to 60 lakhs students are studying in private schools, including my fellow panelist, Mr. Ramasubramaniam's school, Naresan Vidyalaya. So there also all Hindi classes are going on, Hindi subject is there. So we need to understand this. So the problem is not the policy of the state.
Okay.
The policy of the state for the rural poor students. When asked about this to the Deputy Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Honorable Chief Minister's son, Mr. Udayanithi Stalin, he says, the reporter asked him, why are you not giving third language to government school students? He replies, we are giving a free food and a free uniform.
Okay.
Is this a reply?
Let Mr. Dhanidharan come in.
That is what
because you're alleging there's discrimination and that they are depriving poor students of opportunities. Let Mr. Dhanidharan come in quickly. Let him respond to that. Go ahead, sir.
Madam, anywhere in the world, the job language of white collar jobs, even Noida in Uttar Pradesh, Pune in Maharashtra, the language is English in IT company, financial sector. So no youth of Tamil Nadu is going to be deprived of any job opportunity because they do not know Hindi. Right? Hindi is not a job of economic job creation. Get it very clear. That is why we are against instead of that, if students will learn soft skills,
Mr. Dhanidharan, again you are saying Hindi. Again, you come back to Hindi.
Swati.
It will be only Hindi explained. There is no possibility that third language policy will be any other language.
So you are saying there is no possibility that any third language, any other Indian native language can be learned but Hindi.
You don't have
so you were right at that conclusion.
Numbers.
Let me bring in Rohan. One second, Mr. Tirupati, I have two other panelists who haven't spoken. 1 second, I have two other panelists who haven't spoken. Let me bring in Rohan Mitra as well. Is there duplicity? Is there double standards and only politics happening? Mr. Mitra.
Swati, very quickly, it's not the way you're trying to corner the DMK. It's not fair. You see,
I'm not trying to corner anybody. I'm just asking follow-up questions.
Let me play with my words, please. Let me play with my words and let me use my words the way I want to. The way the BJP and the Sangh Parivar has used its policies, we've seen the RSS, the person Mohan Bhargav, who's gone on record and said, that people of India should be speaking one language, should be dressing up in one fashion. So it's not hard for the opposition to feel that the Hindi is being imposed on culturally states which do not speak in Hindi or do not have the same cultures with North India. So when the NEP policy also speaks about two official languages, which is English and Hindi, so there is a fear in the opposition states, in states which Hindi is not the part of the syllabus, to think that this is the way the center is trying to bring in Hindi. So they have absolutely their rights to say that they don't want that.
Okay, let me bring in Mr. Ramasubramanian as well. Is there fear-mongering that is happening? Is there politics happening? Are the BJP leaders and the center wanting to dictate their terms? What's happening?
Absolutely right. You see, my way or highway is the attitude of the center. See, you have to toe my line or you have to be treated differently. So definitely center is acting against the interests of the people of Tamil Nadu. My dear friend, Mr. Tirupati Narayanan is saying about my school. Yes, we have about 4,000 students. Up to 10th standard, it is only two languages. And 11th and 12th also, we have only two languages. And of course, in 11th and 12th, there is no compulsion that Tamil should be taught as a second language. But up to 10th standard in Tamil Nadu, as per the law, it is only Tamil.
Okay. I have to wrap up, but very quickly, Mr. Rajgopalan. Is it my way or the highway? Is it my way or highway for the center? Is that the policy?
Wrong interpretation. Center gives you option. Whether Marathi, Gujarati, Odia, any language you can learn. They are not imposing Hindi. DMK is twisting the policy, and Ramasubramaniam is also twisting because he is running the school. He has to be kept in that. That is what Ram Subramaniam is saying. Therefore,
Okay.
my understanding, there is no highway. There is no my way. It's
All
not
right.
that. Wrong interpretation. Wrong interpretation. They are-
All right. So one second. All right. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. That's all the time we have. The Bharatiya Janata Party saying that the DMK is only blocking NEP for politics. The DMK hitting back saying that the center is undermining the autonomy of the states. With that, we're slipping into a short break. Stay on with us.